What's up, sons? It's Blind Run with Cybertech once again, and today we have episode 5 of Mining Rig Wars. The winner of the Series 1 for Mining Rig Wars was Sidcat, and the Bitcoin has already been sent his way. It's pretty cool that we have an option to send prizes internationally as he wasn't stateside, and obviously because of shipping costs, etc., it would be a little bit more difficult to do that without cryptocurrency. The winner of episode 4, which is part of series 2 of Mining Rig Wars, was Miner 1, which is Rig A, so congratulations. If you guys have not checked out that episode, you can check it out up here in the corner. Up here in the corner as well is where you can vote for today's rigs. Make sure you click the exclamation point and then select the poll to select your favorite rig from today. Without further ado, let's start Rig Wars episode 5. Starting things off, we have Rig A, called Truman Thacker by the owner Bill, and he's got essentially a PC case with all of the components in it, and then a riser for all of the GPUs. I am curious what case that is. It looks like a DIY case to me, just from the back I/O portion there, but I'm not positive. Let us know in the comment section, Bill. He's running 4 GTX 1063 gigabytes on an ASRock H81 BTC motherboard with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabyte SSD. The operating system is Windows 7 64-bit running NiceHash, and he has, of course, some remote access options with TeamViewer, and he has auto power on set on the motherboard BIOS. His hash rate is 88 mega hash a second. Rig B is Kleiner Miner by Peter. That's a fun way to say that, I think. But let's get into this one. This one's pretty awesome. It's got a pretty nice open air frame. It's a European made aluminum frame, he says. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm not sure. He's running an ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus with an Intel G4600T, and then he has 120 gigabyte SSD with 8 gigs of RAM, 2 Corsair RM1000X power supplies with the Add 2 PSU adapter. If you guys have not checked those out, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. And he's got the Aqua Computer Splitty. I don't even know what that means. And he says lots of 120 millimeter Arctic fans. It looks to me that he has the Sapphire GPUs, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. He didn't actually tell me in the email or the details, but it looks like those would be the RX 480 or 580 Sapphire cards, if I'm seeing that correctly. And his total hash rate is 250 mega hash a second. Rig C is finally named Tina by Dom, and he's got a wooden open air frame here going on with an aluminum bracket over the top, it looks like, using some zip ties to hold the graphics cards in place to the brace. He's running the ASRock H81 Pro BTC R2, I guess revision 2 of that, with an Intel Pentium G3260, and then he's running 4 gigabytes of G-Skill NQ Series DDR3 1600, a 1200 watt Be Quiet power supply with a Dark Power Pro 11 modular 80 plus power supply. He's got all of the necessary powered risers, 128 gigabyte Samsung SSD, and then he has 4 8 gigabyte power color Radeon RX 580s, and then he has 1 8 gigabyte MSI Radeon RX 580 Gaming X Edition. Whew. That's a mouthful. And he has 1 gigabyte Radeon RX 580 Gaming G8. The total hash rate is 183.5 mega hash a second. Rig D is named Project Alpha by Zan. He's rocking an Intel G4560 processor with a Samsung 850 EVO SSD. The motherboard is the Asus Z270A Prime. Those are pretty popular for mining rigs before the whole mining rig motherboards came out, so that's neat. He's running 8 gigabytes of the Kingston HyperX memory with a Corsair AX1200i power supply. He has 4 MSI GTX 1060 6 gigabytes, 2 Zotac GTX 1070 AMP Edition 8 gigabytes, and 2 Palites Super Jetstream GTX 1078 gigabytes. Never heard of those before. Where do you buy those? I want to buy one because I've never heard of them before. Sounds interesting. Let me know if I pronounced that correctly too, because I don't even know. Palite? It's not palette, is it? That would be weird. The total hash rate is 217 mega hash a second. Finally, we have Rig E, which is 6TSR. That's what it's named by Charles. Charles, what's up with that name? Am I missing something? Is this elite? Is this elite language that I'm not getting? Am I missing something there? Regardless, he's running a GA H110 motherboard with a Celeron G3900 processor, 4 gigabytes of DDR4, with an OCZ Technology Vertex 2 90 gigabyte hard drive, obviously a solid state drive there. And then his power supplies are a Supernova 750 G2 and a 750, let's see. Alrighty, so it appears that he's running 2 of the EVGA Supernova 750 watt power supplies, and then he is running on rig 1, so he's running 2 of each of all of the parts that we mentioned previously. So 2 of the H110s, 2 of the G3900s, 2 of the 4 gigabyte sticks, and 2 of the OCZ solid state drives. Rig 1, he is running a 4 XFX Radeon RX 570s and pulling 112 mega hash a second. And on rig 2, he is running 2 RX 570s, the ROG Strix versions, and 2 of the XFX RX 570s. And that one is pulling 109 mega hash a second. So the total on his shoe rack is 221 mega hash a second. It's also pretty neat that he has a Netgear switch there that he's running most of his stuff through. I'm working on actually coming up with some remote management for powering off or power cycling mining rigs. We'll be doing that video probably coming up this week, so stay tuned for that. That's going to wrap it up. Make sure you don't forget to vote. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a comment, hit the like button, and hit the sub if you have not yet. And as always, I will see you next Tuesday.